Hi everyone, and welcome to Inside Bristol. I'm your host Sheridan Nichols. Well, we are in the midst of prom season, which can be such an exciting time in a young person's life, but it can also be a very dangerous one. And here to talk to us about underage drinking, which is a huge problem in adolescence, is Alice McCaffrey. Thank you so much for being with us today. You are with the Sullivan County
Anti-Drug Coalition.
That's right. So what is the big problem that we are seeing nowadays with underage drinking?
Well, I'm not sure that the problem is any different. There's always been underage drinking. Part of the problem now is that when kids drink, they have access to more money, so they have access to more drink, and unfortunately, some people are providing it for them.
We hear a lot about social hosting. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, social hosting is really, normally when we think about a parent providing a party for a group of their child's friends. But social hosting is actually anyone who provides alcohol or beer to a minor. So you can be 18 years old, and we have social hosting laws now since 2009. If you are any age and provide alcohol or beer to a minor, it is illegal if they possess or drink it, or if you are a property owner and you are aware that kids are drinking alcohol on your property. It is a Class A misdemeanor. I believe I've got that right.
Should be a deterrent.
Should absolutely be a deterrent.
So what are some of the programs, and how are our younger people learning about how underage drinking can be so dangerous?
Well, a lot of the schools are doing a good job at teaching them, but there's still a cultural attitude that the schools and the education are up against. Again, I may have already mentioned that parents have this attitude that I did it, it's safe, and it's not. Besides the obvious drinking and driving problem, the alcohol interferes with the brain development, and there's a lot of research now to show that. There are some scary pictures out there of what your brain on alcohol looks like, and in a teenager, the brain is still developing. The brain will be developing until they're probably 25, but definitely to 21.
And I know that I was reading and sort of doing some investigating of my own on this topic, and that parents can talk to their children about this topic as young as maybe even 5th grade.
Oh,
that we could start that early about letting them know some of the dangers with alcohol.
Absolutely.
And our expectations as parents. So really it is the parents' job to step in and to say something on what they think their child needs to know.
It is very important for parents to set very clear standards about their expectations. And the earlier they start, the easier that conversation is. But it doesn't matter when they start, they need to start. And they need to let them know that they do not want them drinking. There's a lot of information out there about why they don't want them drinking if they need that kind of help, but they need to let their kids know that it is not acceptable, it is dangerous. Right now we know that 45% of people who start using alcohol before the age of 15 are going to become alcoholics.
Wow.
That's a big number. If they wait until they're 21 to start, that drops to somewhere around 9% of people who wait till they're 21 to start will become. So, 1 in 10 or 4.5 in 10, depending on the development of your brain.
Alice, you've got a lot of great information. Where can we find out more on your website? Okay,
our website stands for Sullivan County Anti-Drug Coalition, so it is www.scadcoalition.org. And we have a parent section particularly on there. That will take you to the homepage, but from the homepage there are parent resources you can go to and get good information.
Well, parents, you've got a big job ahead of you. You really need to sit down, especially if you have teenagers or ages between 12 and 18.
21.
Or 21, and sit down and talk to them, and especially knowing that we're in prom season and we've got graduation coming up. So, well, Alice, thank you very much. Some very helpful information.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming on. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Inside Bristol. I'm your host, Sheridan Nichols, and joining us today we have Christinia Belvins with Believe in Bristol. Thank you so much for being with us.
Hi, Sheridan. Thanks so much for having me.
Well, we're excited. It's the 13th annual Border Bash, and Christina's here to tell us all about it and what we have to look forward to.
I know. I can't believe it's the 13th annual, Sheridan. It has grown so much from when Believe in Bristol started. This little summer concert series in the middle of the 500 block of State Street. 20, 30 people out on a Friday night, a couple times in the summer. And now we have partnered with Bristol Rhythm and Roots Reunion and the Birthplace of Country Music Alliance the past 5-6 years. And the event just continues to grow and grow to hundreds and even thousands on our 4th of July celebration. So we are very excited to bring in this year.
And what's exciting about this event, too, is it's free. We want to point this out. This is free, and this is just amazing music, and the artists are incredible. And you always have such a nice lineup of artists. And we should tell you, too, that the event is on the 1st and 3rd Friday.
1st and 3rd Fridays, May, June, July, and August. Children's activities and vendors start at 6. Live music is at 7, and then again at 8:30. And it's a everyone-friendly event. It's children-friendly. We try to have musically something for everybody to make you happy. We've got, from jazz to soul to country to just, Americana. Really, this Border Bash is very eclectic and going to be a great, great season.
And I know you had highlighted a few that people might want to check out or put on your
calendar.
calendar.
Of course.
So which one?
A couple that I definitely want to highlight, and one of our first ones is May the 4th, and it's the Whiskey Gentry, and I'll have to read it to you. It says, the Whiskey Gentry is a band of Atlanta misfits that defy categorization in Atlanta's saturated music market. From bluegrass to punk to old-time country, the Whiskey Gentry combine accomplished musicianship with high-energy stage shows that are sure to provide many a night of picking and dancing. They have recently been chosen by Pace Magazine as the quote, best of what's next. The Whiskey Gentry have established themselves among Atlanta's music elite. That's the first Border Bash on May the 4th.
So, Christina, which concert are you most looking forward to?
Well, I'm looking forward to all of them, but one of my favorite bands is Megan Jean and the KFB, and they're coming on July 20th. Some of their bio reads, hard touring, foot stomping, guitar beating, upright licking, washboard scratching, banjo picking madness, with a voice like you just ain't heard before. I love this. Charleston, South Carolina-based duo Megan Jean and the KFB arrange a demented blend of gypsy, circus, Americana, and the avant-garde that has been freaking out audiences all over America. So I'm really looking forward to Megan Jean and the KFB on July 20th, so don't miss it.
And it is exciting that there's just a wide variety of music, too.
Yeah.
It's not just one thing, so I think it definitely appeals to a greater audience.
And obviously with our musical heritage, Bristol being the birthplace of country music, we want to highlight music, but we also want to highlight that downtown is that place where two cities join, two states meet, and we can all come together as a community and show our spirit and pride. And I think that this small concert series really does that. It invites the whole family down just to come listen to free music and enjoy some of the birthplace of country music.
Christina, where can we find out more information?
Sure. For more information about all the events happening in historic downtown Bristol, please visit believeinbristol.org. Again, that's believeinbristol.org, and it has the latest events happening every day in downtown with live music almost every night.
I cannot imagine how long this takes you to put together.
It takes a lot longer than people think. Some people come up to me and they're like, oh, Border Bash, I'm sure you're so excited, that must take no time. But, we try to start booking, 8-9 months in advance because, artists are hard to find. You have to work with their schedules. You have to work on your how everybody's going to get paid, because we're all nonprofits, too. We get support from the cities, but we also have to make our own money and stuff like that. So we try really in advance to go ahead and get all the bands knocked out by January. So when it comes May, it's not too hard to promote everything.
And you can just sit back and enjoy the good music. Well, thank you, Christina, so much for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoy the concert series. We've got a great lineup this summer.
Thank you, Sheridan.
Thanks so much for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions for the show, we'd love to hear from you. Please feel free to send us an email. Thanks again for tuning in.